there's a lot of SQL consultants out there, a lot of people trying to help people with SQL Server, and we take a different approach to it. Part of what we're doing here is that the team you've got here, plus a couple other team members, is the core Stedman Solutions team that takes care of all of our clients with managed services. We have Derek and Bill also, but they weren't able to make the podcast today. So really what we just want to do is share with everyone like what we're doing with managed services and why it's different than why we might stand out from someone else you might be talking to about database services. So what do you guys think are some top items on why we stand out or why we're different there?
I mean, I'll throw one out there. I think looking at it, most consultants are just a single person, single entity consultant for your SQL Server, which means you only get the coverage of one individual. Working hours, it's only a quarter of the actual week. With our managed service offering, you get 3 to 4 team members, and that can cover the entire week, day and night, as far as coverage.
Yeah, and on top of that, the experience level of our team. Everybody varies in different specialties and backgrounds, and just, it, like I said, is a team. So whatever the customer needs, we match the team members to that, and I really try to do what's best for that customer specifically.
Yep, that's a good point. I think with that, one of the things I really like to do with our managed service customers is in that very first meeting we have, where we're really trying to understand what it is that they need and where the areas that they need help, is to match those team members, like you said, Shannon, just specifically the right fit for that group. You're not just getting someone because they're a warm body that we're trying to put in a seat to make money. You're getting the right person in order to be able to take care of your servers there. And yeah, that's definitely a good point. Another area there that, I mean, I think when we take care of the servers with managed services is that really we're there to do everything around taking care of that SQL Server to make sure it's going to be solid, it's going to have good backups, it's going to perform well, all of the things that a SQL Server needs to do to work well in your environment. And everyone has slightly different needs there, but we do that all for one flat fee. There's no nickel and diming add-ons to say, well, gee, you had more problems this week with performance, so we're going to charge you extra. Now, if you ask us to work on something outside of your SQL Server, we might charge you extra for that. But anything that's related to that SQL Server, that's just a single price for everything you take care of there, everything we take care of there. So
I think that adds to the point. I mean, we already covered you get a lot of team members, but we also have shuffled team members around to different projects. If we've come across a problem for one customer that we have a team member that just shines in fixing that, it's pretty common for us to bring them into the fold just to focus on that problem and then back away once they're done with it. So we have the flexibility, even if the 3 team members that you have right now aren't specialized in that, we have people that are going to specialize in whatever problem you can come across.
And those things might apply to performance tuning or SQL Server replication or availability groups or TDE or working with big data or doing system upgrades. And I mean, there's a lot of different things that different team members specialize in there. And I know like one of those, a good example is like with TDE. I know Derek's done it a lot more than I have. I can do it, but he does it better. So we always like to include him. Just an example there. So
I would say also to kind of move into that point is we also work like day to day consistently with many different clients. So maybe we'll find a performance insight for one client and then we'll apply that to everyone else. So like, I mean, to go back to one of the previous podcasts was we found that one of our clients was using the convert implicits all over the place. And well, this week and last week, I think we've been looking for those in a bunch of clients, and we've been saving them a lot of CPU time in IO.
Yeah, another interesting example of that. I mean, just yesterday I was working with one client in the morning, and I wrote a script to go find some specific performance thing. And then I was on a call in the afternoon with a different client, and I needed that exact same script. I just went and grabbed what I hadn't even saved it yet. It was still open in Management Studio for me. I went and grabbed what I'd done there and brought it over and used it at the other client. There was nothing client specific in it, but it was all about being able to use tools and reuse those tools across clients to be stronger. And I think that kind of leads us into tools. It also leads into database health monitor, which we haven't even mentioned yet. So I think there's a lot of consultants out there that you might talk to who, when you're looking at working with them, they say, I have to have some product that you're going to buy that might be $1,000 to $10,000 a year extra that's you have to add in on top of what their fee is in order for them to be able to do their jobs. Well, we have Database Health Monitor, an application that was built in-house and designed around us doing our job with managed services. And it's a tool that we just include for all of our clients at no extra charge. All of our managed service clients get that. And so there's nothing else you have to shell out for tooling on top of that. Of course, you have to buy your SQL Server licenses. We're not going to get around that by any means. But as far as the monitoring tools, yeah, we bring it all with us so that there's no extra fees that you're going to have to run into there.
Yeah, and I think going off of not only Database Health Monitor, but like being able to offer our clients the Stedman SQL School. So even if there's like little things that aren't included, that, you know, like we said, even with team members, certain people just specialize in different things. So same goes with our clients. They might be really specific into one side of things, but with the Stedman SQL School, we cover all the different topics, and that comes free for the customers too, to be able to say, hey, there's this class you can take, or there's this class you can take. And I mean, short, just very informative topics that are so accessible for our clients.
And like Shannon said, for those managed service customers, there is no extra charge for any of those classes. If you need we've got about a dozen classes out there. If you need all of those for one person on your team, no problem, you got it. If you need all of them for 50 people on your team, no problem. They're all available, no extra charge for any of that. Now, if you're not a managed service customer, you got to pay the retail rate on those. But for the managed service customers, we include that. Everything, it's just an all-in, all-inclusive kind of deal.
Yeah, so a couple different things that make it different. I mean, not only have I kind of noticed that other companies that do similar things to what we do, I've noticed with our managed service offering, like there's very specific things that you don't find anywhere else. And I think that kind of helps put us just a little bit above the rest.
I would say just to speak on that, like one of the biggest things that we do is we kind of tailor the managed service experience to each client, because every single person that hires us has a different need. And I mean, I would say like there's a lot of clients where we work with their DBAs even. Like we don't replace their DBAs, we supplement their DBAs with the classes, with Database Health Monitor, with all that to make their overall like SQL infrastructure stronger.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's a great point. I mean, some of our clients that we work with managed services are using homegrown applications that they built. They're software development companies, basically, and they use the SQL Server with that. Others, they're using an off-the-shelf product, and they have really no input or no ability to change the application. With those two environments, we treat that very differently on what we can bring as solutions, but we work well and we work great in both of those environments in order to meet the client's needs, specifically what they're going for there.
To kind of piggyback off of that conversation of like each client has a different need, it's one of my favorite things about the job in particular is that every day there's a different need from a different client. There's never the same thing every single day. And that just grows. I mean, that's made everyone's experience tenfold as wide as if you were just finding a DBA that's only worked at one company for the past 20 years. They've only seen the same thing every single day versus our team members have seen something different every single day.
And I think that's a really good point. I mean, that's the life of a consultant, is that you are on so many different environments, and what you're learning on one client may help on the next one. Not anything client specific, but just about the SQL Server topics that we're doing there.
So within that, you know, like we've said a couple different times, our clients all have different needs. So I've noticed that with our managed services, there's kind of two different levels that we can offer for service. Do you kind of want to cover that one, Steve?
Yeah, and I guess that's where we have our agile and then our always available option. And I think that, I mean, with that, actually, all the clients we've worked with take our agile solution, which is basically with that, we're offering support really through service level agreements like Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But outside of that, we are also supporting you. We're doing scheduled maintenance, we're doing updates and things like that. After we go through the details of the agile versus the high availability one, where we really would staff someone 24/7 on it, most people who are, I mean, all the people on the agile solution, they know they can call us up at 3:00 in the morning if that's what's needed in order to keep the system running. And with that, we make it real clear that I'd rather get a call from you guys for the client at 3:00 in the morning rather than waiting till 7:00 or 8:00 in the morning when things have got worse. I mean, so yeah. So with that, it's really just the level of support. And even with our basic agile one that we have, it's pretty comprehensive. And we've never run into an issue where someone had to wait through the weekend or through the night in order to be able to get support from us. We're pretty much always there. And that's part of the thing with the staffing of the team, like we talked about earlier, is that even if we may not be scheduled to be doing something for you on Saturday at 2:00 in the afternoon, for instance, or even 2:00 in the morning, if something goes wrong, there's probably, most likely, one of our team members is available to help at that point. Okay. Thanks for watching. I'm Steve, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you like it, please click the thumbs up icon. And if you want to subscribe, click subscribe to our channel and click the bell icon to get notified when we have new videos. All right, have a great day.